Hey YouTube, what is going on? It is Jax here back with another video, and today I got 20 wins, and I not only got 20 wins once, not twice, but 3 times over my 3 accounts. I have 2 mini accounts, one that I haven't actually played on this channel, but I actually do have 3 mini accounts. I attempted this challenge in all 3 of them and eventually got 20 wins on all 3. So today we're going to be going over the replays on my main account. I'll be going over the replays on my mini account with classic Pekka Bridge Spam, Ghost, Fireball, all the good stuff. And then if you want to see the last 20 win live, I actually recorded this with Orange Juice. So if you want to see that, make sure to go and check out his channel. It'll be there, I think, tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we got 20 wins using this Pekka Ram Rider Golden Knight deck, and it is definitely one of the strongest in the meta. It's just absolutely insane. Like, we beat Graveyard twice, which is a really good matchup. We beat Recruits, mirror matchup, Lava Clone. So I'm going to go over every game from this loss, and hopefully my phone can handle this. We're going to be going through a ton of replays. So I'm just going to plug in my computer there. We are going through a ton of replays here. So the first game is, I think, the only loss I had in this run against Tomo, who is also using Royal Hogs Recruits. So we're going to ×2 this because the early part of the game is a little bit boring. I go for my Ghost in the back. He's going to go in for the Golden Knight. I go in for my Mother Witch as well. And this is just going to be a really nice situation for me because he's going to Fireball that, but I can also Fireball his Golden Knight. And unfortunately, he's very smart and does dash. I waste my Ewes. I didn't need that Ewes. I could have just eaten that Golden Knight. And unfortunately, we do take a lot of damage from the Hogs. Golden Knight's going to do a decent job against the Hoggies, but the Barbell comes in just a bit too late as well. It's an overcommit. So he's going to activate his King Tower, but look at all this damage. We actually come back, and we have a nice damage advantage here. He's going to go in for a great Fireball, though, hitting the Mother Witch and her Piggy. Goblin Brawler gets 2 shots, catapulting him straight back in the lead. And, unfortunately, the Golden Knight, while it got so much value, did activate his King Tower. So, a bit of an unfortunate situation there. But we go for our Ghost, we bait out the Golden Knight, and then we go for a Pekka in the back. And the reason I'm okay going for Pekkas in the back here is because of the Golden Knight on our end. We can just do this little push right here, and this right there, that is a cheat codes push against Royal Recruits. You Pekka the back or Golden Knight the back, one of those two, whichever one you can do first. Then you Ram Rider the back corner at 10, and if you play your Pekka in the corner, you should Ram Rider in the behind your King Tower. It just creates like a lot of separation of your troops, and it can be really difficult to defend. If they're all just stuck behind each other, though, they might get stuck and be a lot easier to kill. So you go for these 3 cards, and what you do is the Pekka's going to tank for the Zappies. Golden Knight's going to come in and just prevent the counter push. It's going to go in and dash everywhere. It's going to get value against this deck. It's so overpowered, and Ram Rider is going to be tanked, getting that damage onto the tower. So let's go ahead and continue this. We don't unfortunately get this push to work out as well, though, because my Golden Knight was a bit random with its dash. And unfortunately, we do not get the tower there. So we go in for the Zappies, or the Barbell to kill the Zappies. Again, Ram Rider in the back. I'm going to Pekka the bridge here. I'm going to actually trap the Ram Rider. So if you don't actually Pekka the bridge, you can make the Ram Rider go slower by using the Pekka. Ram Rider does not get the last shot, unfortunately. And this time, now we've got to go in. He's going to go in for a Fireball. I whiffed my Fireball, and Golden Knight's going to come in at 73 HP on the tower. I actually have a chance here, though. We just have to be really smart. I probably should have played the Mother Witch there, because then the Ewes would have actually gotten, like, the Ewes didn't get me much value at all. It's not going to do anything. We unfortunately don't get to the Ram Rider to the tower. Recruits, Cage come in. We take the loss. Take a little bit of BM, too. So, I think that Recruits with this map deck is actually slightly in your favor using Pekka Ram Rider, and I'll get to a win after that. Alright, I'll get to a win as we get closer to the 20 wins. I'm not going to do the 19 game win. You guys are here for the 20 win game. And it's the same matchup, and both outcomes were basically the same. I had Mother Witch, so we just kind of easy win. So, next game here is against Cha, running Lava Clone. Defi 20 wins FR. So, I guess France, I've seen France have like CRL clans as well. Like, the French players really like to get in those clans together. So he's going to go in for bats. I'm going to dash my Golden Knight, I think. No, actually, I just let it walk up. I was a little bit scared here. I didn't want to overcommit. If I use my Mother Witch, then I basically get screwed because I have Fireball. Fireball is going to be really difficult to do anything with. And so we go in for a Mother Witch off to the side, and this is phenomenal because he's going to go in for the Lumberjack, but I just take this quick Fireball, kill the Baby Dragon, and get a pig out. Mother Witch is going to be there, and the Mother Witch spawning these pigs to tank for the pups with the Ewes is huge, and as you can see, he's at 3 elixir. Look at his hand. What does he have to counter a Mother Witch? And then I just toss a Golden Knight up front, And this is just looking really nice for us. I dash because I know he's going to want to scar me. But since he doesn't scar me immediately, I know he's going to go in. And I prediction barbell this skeleton army. Everything is looking amazing. We get the barbell down. Mother Witch turning everything to pigs. And that is going to be tower down. Really phenomenal counterattack right there. And especially the defense. This is the most important part of any defense versus lava clone. You can't let that Mother Witch die. Like, you can't put her anywhere. I wanted no troops targeting her. None at all. No troops can target the Mother Witch. She has to survive so you can take out his push. And as you can see, she did. She wasn't being targeted. Easy fireball. Mother Witch gets so much value, and the counter push with her is just unstoppable for a deck like this. So, he's going to Lava Hound the back. Sorry, I have a little bit of sore throat, so I gotta be drinking, like, I have a Sprite right there to help with the sore throat, just because it's, like, hurts to talk after a while. So sorry if I take a few sips during this video. I go in, and I'm going to just go ahead and play the Ewas here. This is a bit scary of a situation, and so I go in for the Pekka to tank. Yikes, that's so many troops. So I don't go for the Mother Witch there, because the Mother Witch was going to die to the pups. Like, she would not have spawned out piggies fast enough to deal with the DPS of a raged lava pup. Like, a lava pup swarm, I should say. So he's going to go in for the fireball, and this is actually kind of scary. He's going to get a lot of damage towards the 3 crown. I go in for a low Ram Rider, and that's where I leave it. I don't want to spend my Ewas, because it's not actually going to 3 crown me with the help of the Ram Rider. But I also need to save my Ewas for a lava push, so I go for a Pekka towards this Lumberjack. And this is not going to... I don't expect this Pekka to be the thing that breaks me through. I just need the Pekka to tank. Like, we gotta make sure we can kill everything. I go for the Golden Knight over here. And then this time, I believe I dash him. Yes, we do dash. And the Golden Knight's going to get on tower, and he's actually going to take everything out. So I go for the Fireball, and I whiff the Skeleton Army. I don't know if I remember thinking, like, okay, yeah, I didn't plan on hitting that Skeleton Army, but we saved the Barbell anyway. Mother Witch comes in, clone Baby Dragon, 1200 HP in our King Tower. We do end up having the Mother Witch, and the Baby Dragon finally does die. And now we can just go ahead and kill this Flying Machine. It's not going to break through 3 piggies, a Golden Knight, and the Mother Witch. I cycle my Ghost at the bridge. I didn't need to cycle in the pocket or anything, so just to cycle to the cards. Nothing about that Ghost was important. It was a means to get to the Fireball, and we walk away with a pretty close win there. So I was going to be really upset if I lost that right after the Recruits deck. That probably would have thrown that 20-win run, because I was going to get tilted. So our next game here is against Angel IR. I believe that's how you pronounce their name. Angel. Okay, you guys can read the name. I don't know how to say it. So he's playing the mirror matchup, except he's going to have Poison, which I think gives me the matchup because Fireball's knockback is really huge. However, he is going to have a lot more radius like that. He's going to be able to hit Mother Witches and Ewas where I wouldn't be able to after he spaces them out, which is going to help him, but ultimately not enough. So I go in for the Ewas and the Ghost. We're going to definitely counter off this Dark Prince, and he's going to go in for an interesting Ewas. So I go for a low Mother Witch here, and I'm going to go ahead and just kill off that, what is it, Dark Prince and the Ewas, and we get a bunch of piggies, and then I protect with the Pekka at the bridge, and then I just go in for a Barbell, and unfortunately this Golden Knight does kill the Mother Witch. If this Golden Knight had died right there in 2 Pekka swings, we would have gotten our Pekka on his Pekka that much sooner. The Mother Witch would have just gone crazy, and that would have for sure been tower down already. As it is, he's actually up 1 elixir because of that failed push, but no damage has been taken, and I'm not worried about a 1 elixir disadvantage in single. This matchup requires usually a pretty big push to get damage on tower or the Golden Knight. Either one works. Golden Knight's absolutely crazy. So I almost missed this Fireball. My finger didn't drag the Fireball 1 more tile, and I was going to be like, oh, if I lost this because I didn't hit the Fireball. Ugh, that's a huge mistake to be making. But luckily, we got away with it. So we go in for our Ghost. Ghost will fully counter the Dark Prince on our side. He also has Zap, Poison Zap, which could be really helpful, but I have the Barbell, which is going to add like another troop to my defense. So he goes in for the Poison, which is going to be fine, because with the Poison, even Poison, the Mother Witch gets 2 shots off on the Ewas, which prevents him from getting more than 1 hit on tower, and we still get the Piggy. So we take a little bit of damage, but we have an elixir advantage, and I believe I just bled some elixir. That wasn't intentional. I was just being distracted. I was playing this while my dad was watching football, and so I kept looking up to see what the football score was, and Yeah, definitely, it didn't cost me any games, I don't think, but it cost me some good interactions, we'll say. So, we win this bridge battle pretty nicely. Ewis is going to come in and help target his Ewis. Pekka's going to go ahead and kill off his Golden Knight, and actually, we walk away hugely, like, with a huge, like, a huge elixir lead here. So, we have the same exact elixir, but I have a Pekka on the map. We're up so much because of the defense, and we're up in damage too. That literally just could not have gone any better. Somehow the Golden Knight stayed alive, and with the help of the Ewis, we kill off the Dark Prince while also getting some damage on the tower. So he's going to go in for the Golden Knight, and I fireball the tower and the Ram Rider and the Pekka. I meant to hit the Golden Knight too, but I forgot that it has an ability. Pekka's going to town. Pekka does not end up finishing off the Golden Knight, but gets pretty dang close. I go in for a Barbell and a Ghost to try and kill the Golden Knight. He does dash it, which is well played by him. But now he doesn't have a Fireball. If he had a Fireball, this would have been okay. We go in for the Fireball. Now the Mother Witch is going to hit his Dark Prince so that we get the Piggy out to tank for the Ram Rider, and our Ram Rider connects. Really solid victory. So, I'm going to take another sip while my phone loads. This next game here is against Recruits. So, against Royal Recruits, you have the one cheat codes push. Other than that, you're just playing the game. Like, there's no special thing that you need to perform to win. Like, whatever they give you, you just counter it. Like, that's basically it. It's not like I have to use things in this sequence. You just don't want to lose your tower, because you will start to get damage consistently and double once you can Golden Knight, and the Recruits aren't a huge bother. So he goes Cage first play. I wait just a second. I didn't want my Pekka to get so high up on the map that it was going to be dead instantly. So I bleed for just a second to allow this Cage to start depreciating in HP. And as you can see, it is doing so. However, he's going to have Recruits. So we go for the Ewis to cycle to our Golden Knight. Golden Knight is going to just observe. Golden Knight goes crazy. If I triggered his ability a bit earlier, we could have even tagged him to the other side, which would have been crazy. As it is, we actually let a huge push get to our tower, but the Barbarian Barrel coming in clutch, I timed it pretty much perfectly there. So one Zappy locked on, but the other didn't, which means we somehow walk away with a damage lead. Golden Knight OP. That was just a really solid interaction for us there. So this guy is playing a pretty normal variation. I don't think he has the Golden Knight. Maybe he does. But look at his hand. He definitely has nothing for the Ram Rider. So I wait just a bit too long, and the Ram Rider does not snare the Goblin Brawler, which would have resulted in no hits from the Brawler. So as it is, we have to waste our Ewis. However, not the end of the world. It would have been nice to have the extra 4 elixir, but, you know, Mother Witch is just... You'll see. Mother Witch going to spawn these piggies on defense to help tank for the other recruits as she spawns more piggies off of those recruits to continue tanking on defense. So we do have to eat the damage on the other side, but we got even more damage due to that Ram Rider connecting. And so I go for a Golden Knight. So this is a really great Golden Knight, and actually, unfortunately, he does play really nice Royal Hogs there to protect himself from the Golden Knight going absolutely insane. However, not like... This is huge fireball value. I can hit the Zappies as well as the Flying Machine. And Mother Witch does get targeted, but she turns both of those Zappies into Piglets. And now the Piggies are going to town on the tower. 310, 257. Fireball Zap is like... I don't know what tournament standard because of the new levels. I believe it's like 260, but Fireball does like 207. So that's not within Fireball range yet. However, he goes for the Cage. He knows he needs to protect that lane, but he doesn't know about... Well, he should know by now, the Golden Knight, but he doesn't know just how crazy this Golden Knight can get. I just want you guys to watch. I'm not even going to commentate this. Just watch. What the heck? So we end up connecting everything to that other tower. Ram Rider's going crazy. We snare that Brawler, 112 HP. We have both of his towers within very, very close range. I go for a Pekka to preempt that lane. He's going to switch lanes. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to go for Recruits, but it's way too little too late. Go for that Barbell. Recruits up at the bridge. I just cycle my Mother Witch, and then I cycle my Ghost. Ghost is the cheapest option to get to the Fireball, and I don't even worry about those pigs. They wouldn't have even taken my tower because Ghost Mother Witch overpowered. And we take a win. That was domination due to the Golden Knight. He's absolutely insane. Like, I went and played the normal Bandit variation, and it felt like I had just, like, downgraded. Like, I got the Walmart version with the classic Pekka bridge spam. But going into the 20-win game against Paco VR15. Now, this guy's a legend because I knocked him out with this win. I feel so bad. I knocked this guy out with a hard counter at 18 wins, I think, and then he faced and beat one of my friends in his his next run. So I don't know. I just found that quite funny. All right, so Paco is going to be scrolling through all of his cards, and I'm eventually going to make the first play. I wanted to see if he would make the first play. So he's going to go for an Ewiz. I just fireball it forward. So a lot of, like, when you see an Ewiz or a troop that doesn't die to a fireball but gets very close, like a fireball is what they're called, try and knock it forward. So try and time the fireball so that it hits it as the fireball is, like, as they're, like, in the back end of the fireball's range. Like, what I mean is, try and make it so that the troop gets knocked forward by the fireball. That's a much easier definition. So we try to dash the Golden Knight there to keep it from doing, like, we tried and dash it to keep the bowler from locking on, but I was a bit too late. I try and redash it, but it doesn't work out, so we just go for a low Mother Witch, turn the baby dragon into a mother or a piggy, and now it tanks for the Valkyrie, which will then turn into a piggy as well, and this time there's nothing else damaging it. So that's going to be nice value. Mother Witch is going to come up, so that Ewiz is really in an attackable position. We go for the barbell up high, and we're going to go ahead and just kill off that Ewiz as well as get another pig out. And this is what you should do. Trying to suck all the value you can out of that Mother Witch without overcommitting is what your goal should be with this deck, because Mother Witch is just absolutely insane. She's so good on offense and defense. This time the Pekka is not going to be within range of that bowler to get tower damage, so he's going to go for the Inferno Dragon really far back. So now I know I can't support that Pekka, so I just cycle the Ghost in the other lane. He wastes his Baby Dragon, and then he has to go for a Tornado at 0. So I have 9 Elixir, and he has 2. Ewiz will for sure counter both of those dragons. I can go in, and I just wait, and I'm going to let this Ghost do the damage, because he's got an Ewiz there, and since he Ewiz is over there, I go in for the Ram Rider, because the Ram Rider, the Ghost is going to die before the Ram Rider gets within range of that Ewiz, so the Ewiz is not going to be able to help out, and we connect the Ram Rider to the tower. I go for my Golden Knight, and then I just bar barrel. I don't want to take any damage from this Ewiz. This game could be really close damage-wise if he gets one good graveyard off. So being damage conscientious is really important, especially if it's a bar barrel. I'm not going to need a bar barrel on defense. It would be helpful, but I already have Ewiz, Mother Witch, Fireball. I got plenty. So Inferno Dragon is kind of going crazy. So he goes in for a Valkyrie, which really smart play on his end. And I kind of screw up, but we do play the Ewiz in the other lane to counter that, and so the right lane is perfectly fine, which means I can focus all of my resources on the left lane, and he doesn't even go in for the graveyard. You can see I went for the Mother Witch really far back. I thought he was going to go in. We get a little bit of damage. I go for the Ram Rider, and this turned out to be absolutely insane. The bowler hits the pig, and the ball, like the rock is all the way over. The boulder is all the way over there. I fireball this bowler. Ram Rider is getting so much damage, and we get the piggy onto the tower. I go for a low Ewiz. I'm going to block the bridge with a Pekka here, I think. Actually, no, I don't. I just Pekka in front, because now he still has to spend. Me putting that Pekka forces him to freeze the Ewiz. He has to freeze the Ewiz or else he's going to lose. I go for a high Mother Witch. Since I have so many units on the map, I don't need to worry about a graveyard, because a graveyard is going to cost him way too much, and a Mother Witch will just take out all those troops anyway, leading to an easy defense. So I go for the Fireball. Kind of a bad Fireball. I could have pushed the Ewiz forward and maybe gotten it, but I was just trying to get the Ewiz Fireballed. I didn't care if it got me counter push, because look at his towers. They're both already so low. And what ensues now is a 2-minute defensive battle where he plays very nicely, but there's nothing he can do to attack. So we're going to go ahead and just support this Ewiz, and I'm going to ×2 it because it's just pretty repetitive. Me trying to manipulate his cycle. He's going to go for the Inferno Dragon. I don't know what that Inferno Dragon really was. He's playing his defense as well, but I don't know what the offensive thought there was. So Valkyrie's going to come in. He's got a Baby Dragon and a Valkyrie. This is a big push for him, but unfortunately for him, Ewiz Fireball cleans it up. Barbell's going to come down, and that is a dead bowler over there. So since he uses the bowler, I'm going to go for a Ram Rider. Ewiz comes down, but we're just manipulating his cycle. 20 seconds left. Now he's got to go in for the graveyard. NATO Freeze doesn't even hit the tower or the Mother Witch. That's 100% good game. And that's going to be GG. 20 wins. First 20 wins. This took me 3 attempts with this deck. My mini took 2 attempts, and then the third mini took 1 attempt. So I kind of went... It got a little bit easier every time, or I did a little bit better every time. But that's going to be 20 wins for you guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video and can learn how to play. I'm going to try and do more replays than usual for these, for the other 20 win challenge, because this is a big challenge, a lot of rewards. You guys can go out and get a badge or like 200,000 gold. So hopefully this helps. I would definitely recommend using this deck more than Pekka Bridge Spam. I think this deck is just so strong right now and has so many better matchups, and the bad matchups aren't as bad. So yeah, I will put that somewhere at the beginning that you should use this deck over Pekka Bird Spam. But other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.